what's going on. You're gonna get a couple quick minute reviews of a couple movies I just got out of because they turned out to be fascinating. Don't worry, I won't spoil anything, but the movies I'm going to be talking about are Split, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, and La La Land. Have you ever had just a day that just goes perfectly right? For me, that was today. Things were going well, and I was not expecting much. I got Comixology sorted out. They refreshed my series art and redid the covers for a couple issues, because when I started Comixology, I basically just threw everything at the wall hoping it would stick, and when it finally did, I was like, oh shit, this is really happening. So got the art changed, so now it's all uniform. Issue 6 should be out Comixology right now. I'll throw a link down below so you can check that out. And then kinda didn't do too much else today. I've kind of been working a little bit on the anthology, but I'm going to get hardcore into it tomorrow, which when you're seeing it, I've already probably been working on it for 8 hours today. So then I decided to catch a couple movies. The times of the movies were really strange, so I'd have a little extra time between movies, or they were going to butt up right against each other. I didn't like the option where they were right next to each other, so I took the option where there was like an hour between movies. Took some comics to read. I started on Birthright, which is a dope story. I'm about 2 issues into the trade, which is turning out pretty phenomenal. I like the premise. I'm intrigued by the story, and I will continue to read on because obviously I got to get through the trade now. And then watched the movie Split. James McAvoy acted the hell out of that role. Like, he did such a phenomenal job. Like, I don't want to ruin anything about the movie, because if you're intrigued, that should be enough to get you in the movie theater. Trust me, it's a great movie. Go see it and enjoy it. So then I hung out, read some more Birthright, and then saw La La Land. And have you ever thought a movie was written about your life? Because that's what La La Land was to me. Like, I've lived that story. Like, that story is the last 5 years of my life. This last winter, I had talked to an old flame, and like, we realized we were on both very different paths than we thought we would be 5 years ago. And like, they're the one that got away and all this other stuff, and we were just like, we're happy and content in life right now. So it's such a good movie. I had seen a couple spoilers of it, so it kind of got me chomping at the bit, but seeing it all unfold, like, it was too real and too just lovely. Like, honestly, that movie's just a great love story. So check that out. I am going to get a couple things wrapped up. I'll throw this on the edge of me working on more of the anthology, so you'll probably see anthology work right now. If you recall yesterday, I roughed the details of this 6-page story. The first page is on the other side, but I ended with Wrath kind of having a standoff, and from the the outline I put up first, that's not how I wanted to end it. So I went back to the drawing board, did up some new roughs, and this is what they look like. This is the 6 pages for the 100-day anthology. The hundreds. I'm getting it all wrong. The 100s anthology, Lost in Space. This is what my 6 pages story looks like. It's going to start off, it's going to have this blast off It's gonna have the 4 characters. They're all gonna be shouting like they have no idea what's going on. They just woke up. There'll be somebody, I believe it'll be Zeke, telling him to turn it off, screaming no, and then it'll cut to the cockpit of them trying to figure out what's going on. The second page, I was gonna have a big splash page showing the Earth, the rocket ship taking off, and just little panels on the side. When I showed the other day, I linked Yann's video, watched it again because it looks way more incredible than mine, so I went a little bit different with mine. It's going to be them blasting off. There's going to be system failure. There's going to be warning lights going off. Somehow they're going to lose oxygen. Zeke and V are going to pass out, but Donnie and Wrath are going to be fighting in the background. It's going to show the model of the sweet spaceship, and the one I have in my idea was, growing up we had Pogs, and one of the great things about Pogs is nobody had a big enough Pog holder. When we were kids, fast service places would give away Pog holders, which were just basically giant cylinders. But when Apollo 13 came out, I believe it was Hardee's or Carl's Jr., whatever it's called, had the Apollo 13 rocket. So I'm going to be replicating that for this, and then it's going to show him like snapping it in half. These are going to be very stylized cartoon panels, cartoonish looking. There's definitely going to be some different stylized choices, going from where it's inside the story and then when it's like real life, and he shows this kid snapping this Pog thing in half. It'll have the stylized Earth right there, but for this panel it'll be a globe just standing off to the side. Let's see, I know maybe I didn't draw that anywhere, but yeah, so that's the second and third page panels, or second and third pages. Up here you have 4 and 5. You have Zeke trying to wake up V, her finally coming to. Cuts back to the kid playing. His mom yells dinner. It cuts to him like, oh, heck yeah, something like that. So he'll be scooping up his toys, go to put them in his pockets. Zeke will fall out of his pocket, and then he will land on the ground, and you'll see all these zombies like close in on him. And the zombies are my puppets with the teeth. So then you'll see Wrath see this happening. He'll climb out of the pocket, he'll jump down, he'll land with an Iron Man pose, and then he will, I don't know if he's going to start fighting zombies or just square off against them and say he already belongs to another story. And then you have the kid bending over, picking up. This will be page 6. It'll be a big pinup. There might be a few more panels, but I think it'll have like breakaway panels, like showing what's going on, like him picking up the toys. He'll have a issue of I Never Forgot in his back pocket. I will highlight that, and then this back, or the last panel of the page, will show Zeke and Wrath locking eyes once again. So that's my roughs for this anthology project. Hope everything's going well. I hope you enjoyed what I just showed you. Tomorrow I will start working on pencils. I will get camera set up to record all that going on. I think I'm going to be switching to a red pencil. just because I'm running low on my non-photo blue pencils, and also I hope the camera picks up the red pencil a lot better than that blue, so that's what I have going on. I hope your project's treating you well, and I hope you're looking forward to seeing mine come to life, literally and figuratively. Love you guys, and check in with you later. Peace. What's going on, guys? I don't know if you can tell, but I've been crying just a little bit. Today's a pretty important day to me, because today, 2 years ago, two years ago, I started writing on this story of mine. There was a guy called Monty. He started Ruby and did a lot of work for Red vs. Blue for Rooster Teeth, and he passed away 2 years ago. And the company Rooster Teeth that he worked for had said, in lieu of sending flowers and all that other stuff, to put stuff out in the world and just create something. And so I did. I started working on my own story, and that was 2 years ago. And issue 6 just got released on Comixology. It's so awesome. This journey that it's been going on for 2 years. It's so fucking cool. So trust me, these tears of pure joy. If you ever read a page online, if you ever supported the Kickstarter, it means the world to me. Thanks for taking a chance on my story. I'm excited to show you where it's going. Like I said 2 years ago, I started writing this very story with my less than stellar art style. And it's grown, and it still keeps growing, but I never thought it would be what it's become. And to actually be out there doing it, it's fucking cool. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, thanks for all the support and everything else. You guys are awesome. I love you. Later.